This is just a little thing that I made when I was creating my book. When I was first teaching doctors, and even from my own brain, I wanted to understand, like, how far into the respiratory system can these guys go? And typically, so there's the little M there is called a micron. So the respiratory system versus mold. If you look at the smallest spore, penicillium, that can get down into what's called the terminal bronchi. That's just getting past a little area of our lungs that's called the mucociliary clearance, and it's little fingers that work things up. So even if it's a fragment, it can still get worked up and out through just clearing your throat, a little mucus at the back of your throat. So spores, we breathe them in and the body should work them out. Spore fragments, the body should be able to work those out, except sometimes they can get in and lock in. But the mycotoxins, because they're 0.1 microns, so they're like 50 times to 100 times smaller than the smallest spore, those are nanoparticles and they soak right into the bloodstream. So that's why we're looking at these different tissue types. If it's in the bloodstream, then it has to get excreted from the body. And sometimes on the way, it can irritate your immune system. The problem is sometimes the spores don't leave. So sometimes if you've been breathing in enough mycotoxins, the respiratory surfaces have lost their strength of the immunity, and the spores can now become residents instead of a traveler. Oops, sorry guys. There we go. So that's where we would do culturing. So we would use a fungal culture for fungal colonization or infection. So this part of the talk, I'm just going to tell you, what do these things tell us and what is it not? What's the main point? And then the limitations of the test and how you might work around that.